My name is Mondi, and I'm here to tell you my story in hope that it shows you what's possible, or maybe it inspires you on your journey. So I was born in the 80s, and I grew up on a farm in Parais, in the Free State, in South Africa. I ended up going to an English school in Pretoria, and after my father died when I was only 12, and we were left with pretty much nothing, I worked super hard on academic scholarships to go to a private high school and also to go to university. My mother worked incredibly hard to give me a good life, and as I'm an only child, I pretty much grew up fending for myself and working really, really hard to get places. At university, I met an incredible man. I fell in love, and with a lot of support and graciousness, I graduated with a business degree shortly after. This was at the University of Pretoria, or Tux as we call it. And I began my career in working in management consulting, which really gave me the opportunity to work on projects all over the world, and I'm incredibly grateful for that experience. My beautiful husband and I were married in 2012, and we welcomed a beautiful daughter into the world in 2015. And we were a super, super happy family. But our peace was disrupted when we were broken into in our home in Pretoria when our daughter was only a month old. It's pretty terrifying, and it prompted us to consider our options to move abroad. I guess many of us who do immigrate, children generally become the catalyst for why we do so. So we booked our IELTS test, the English test, began the process for our education credentials assessment, and basically decided to look into a look-see-decide trip to see if Canada was for us. And one Friday afternoon, I was booking flights when I received a phone call, one that no one wants to get. My husband had been shot 5 times in a hijacking, and he died of his wounds that night while I held our 2-month-old daughter. But despite losing him, I still wrote the IELTS test, continued with the application, and I did it all myself. I did meet some amazing people on the way that really helped me with advice and guidance. And eventually we were approved and moved to Canada when my daughter was 2. I sold pretty much everything, and we moved with 2 suitcases each to Alberta. Now I need to tell you something, because I need you to understand, I did not have family money. My husband's life insurance was only enough to keep me going for a year whilst I tried to figure all this out and raise a baby on my own and move to Canada. So on this note, please make sure you have adequate life insurance policies in place if you have kids or a spouse, no matter where you are. But basically the sale of my house and then money that I made selling off everything I had gave us enough to move to Canada and survive for 6 months. When I decided to move though, I promised myself that if I do this, I will only move forward and create an amazing life. You know, so many people tell you that when you want to immigrate or when you want to move abroad, that you're going to have to set yourself back. And you know what? Sometimes you do. But I refuse to believe this. And I work very, very, very hard on my mindset. And I worked really, really hard on building a network here. It was terrifying. You know, I'm privileged to work in management consulting, which pays really well if you can get a contract or a job with the firm. But like I say, it's really, really hard work, and I was willing to even work at Starbucks. I actually found a job in consulting literally by going downtown to Calgary and introducing myself to random people in coffee shops. I had a whole script worked out. I did it at conferences as well. And I actually stumbled upon a woman I'd worked with years ago in South Africa, in Calgary, by chance. Like, it was amazing. And it helped me break into the consulting industry here, you know, but I also hustled a great deal with online businesses. I co-authored books and stuff. I ran workshops. I built courses. I try to teach people stuff that I do. You know, I had to figure out a way to make money. But what I wanted to tell you now is that I live on an acreage in a beautiful home with a view of the Rocky Mountains. I have horses next door that belong to my neighbor, but my daughter and I get to enjoy them. My life is even more amazing than I ever could have imagined. And the best part is we're truly free here. I live a life I used to dream about. I think that's from a song. I have a motivational playlist for all this. So I'm not here to get your hopes up. I worked my ass off. It was terrifying. It was exhausting. Sorry, excuse the expression about my ass. But you know, where I am now, I worked really, really, really hard to get here. And I did it all on my own. I had a lot of support. I don't want a pat on the back for doing it on my own. But I want is for you to never doubt your own strength in this whole process, or if you've already moved anyway. I'm here to show you what's possible with the right mindset, followed up by taking action. So I've wanted to share my story for a while, but you know, fear held me back. You know, I didn't want people to think I'm trying to praise my efforts or anything, because it was terrifying and I never want to do it again. But 2020 has taught me a great deal, and that is I can help by just sharing what I know, or maybe inspiring someone. So if my story helps you in any way, that is truly what I want. So if you don't like it, ignore me, that's totally fine. But if you want to reach out or send me a message for anything, let me know. Like, I'm totally here to help. So immigration is hard. Accept it, transcend it, build a beautiful life for yourself. If a widowed immigrant mom, or what can I call myself? If a widowed mom with literally nothing else, well, I wouldn't say nothing, because I had the funds from my home and selling everything. But if I can get on an airplane on my own with a 2-year-old with nothing but 2 suitcases to my name and build this beautiful life for myself in Canada, I've only been here 2 years, okay? But if I can share anything, it's you have to have the right mindset. Right now, it is snowing outside, and I have to go pick my kid up from a birthday party because we have made incredible friends here. And again, I literally introduced myself to people. Having a child helps because it kind of breaks the ice. But I've nurtured those friendships, and we have such a community here that I cannot even begin to explain to you how we feel that we belong. It's awesome. It's hard work. It's gonna be hard work, right? Even years from now, it's still gonna be hard work. I'm still working very, very, very hard for everything that I have. But it's amazing. And like I say, right mindset, followed up by action, and you can build an incredible life here. So if this has helped in any way, that was my goal. Even if it inspires you to keep going, or if it's a kick in the butt you need to get out of the 2020 rut, which so many of us find ourselves in, awesome. Feel free to send me a message if you want to chat more. I love meeting people and I love hearing their stories. This was a part of mine. Thanks for listening.